continues tonight. Search and rescue crews will make sure that the folks that have not been accounted for are, and just within minutes, the students were released from that building as it collapsed earlier today with that massive tornado right here in Henryville.
Everybody was fine in that school, and nobody was injured at all, which is just amazing when you think about it. They knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly where to go. I waited until the very last student was connected with that parent, and watching the parents become relieved knowing that their kids were safe, and just seeing that joy, that hug, that they had survived, that was real important to me.
My daughters made it to town just north of Henryville. They made it back, and at that point, we were able to unite and hug, and they knew I was okay, and I knew they were okay. I guess that's when it really hits you. How fortunate you are that you made it through something like that, and that you can hug your family and see them again.
At first light here in Henryville in Indiana, you can see folks combing through what's left of their homes. I mean, just complete and utter destruction in through here. It's definitely one of the worst storms I've ever seen. And it's the closest I've been to the storm damage shortly after the tornado occurred. You can tell that something really bad went through there. I mean, there's nothing standing for as far as the eye can see.
My grandparents were okay, but some of the neighborhoods are right off the main road in Henryville. They were demolished. And the diner that was a focal point in Henryville, one of the school buses went right through it. It was just unexplainable.
My son took my wife and I up in a small plane to fly the path of the tornado. That was another whole shock to see what took place that we were in, and the devastation just catastrophic.
The most vivid memory was going back to the area where we were at. I even sat in the chair that I was in the day before just because I wanted to make sure that it was my chair. I want to bring in Troy Albert, who is the principal of the junior high school. Kids were just dismissed, weren't they, before this tornado?
We dismissed 10 minutes earlier than normal. Got the kids on the buses, they got the kids in the cars home. And then
our principal, Troy Albert, and Dr. Glenn Riggs made decisions for Henryville schools that saved several kids' lives.
The thinking was, we're a lot safer spread out than we are all together, and I don't think we would have gotten all the children into a safe place before it got hit. And there's no question it would have been tragic.
There were places in that building that were literally just gone. They did the right thing, sending them on the bus. I tell you that. That was the move to make.
Wayne had actually protected Lenora. They went into a central closet in the house, and he held her, and that was what saved her life.
Well, when it's your time, it's your time. And it was his time, and not mine, for some reason. I just hope everybody remembers to hold on to life, to hold on to each other, show that you love.
Once something of that magnitude happens, the question is, where do you start? How do you even begin? And thankfully, there were a number of volunteers and organizations and relief groups that knew where to begin.
There was just support from everywhere. I mean, for weeks. If you needed something, it was there. It was just overwhelming.
It was amazing to see all the people that showed up that just cared. They just wanted to help in any way that they possibly could. And without them, we wouldn't have been back on our feet.
The rebuilding process just was somewhat miraculous in terms of what was done with the school.
It was impressive to see the rubble of the high school behind you one day and later it being completely rebuilt.
It looks exactly like it did before the tornado.
You know, if there's any good that comes out of a disaster like that, it does give a town like Henryville a chance to start over. There's new buses, there's new homes, businesses that are sprouting up there. They accepted the hand that was dealt to them, and they came together as a community and moved on as best as they can.
Hornet Pride became kind of the theme because it was up on the sign outside the school, and it made us all stronger just knowing it was there.
The entire community grew from this experience. We all knew that no matter what, we were there for each other, and we're all proud of our town. We all love our town.
This program has been a presentation of the Weather Channel On Demand.